Welcome to Things Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professionalism. As a recording time of 5:13 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum country $3,917, down about 1.11% so far. As you can see clearly, we are seeing some downward pressure right now across the entire crypto market, with some altcoin leading more downward pressure, with AVAX prominently displaying down about 7.07% at the moment, just hovering above the $100 mark at the moment. While on the other side of the spectrum, the overall crypto market is kind of flat at the moment right now, or down. Obviously, altcoin are a little bit more prone to volatility, so it's displaying some more downward pressure right now. And I was looking into the news front. I was on my way home. I actually just came back from Whole Foods, did a lot of grocery shopping. Bought some salmon, bought some beef. I bought a bunch of these potato chips. And I could show you, like, with my grocery bag right next to me. I actually bought, like, a ton of these. I think I bought, like, 12 bags collectively because I've just been addicted to these chips. I don't know why, but, I feel like my dad and I eat, like, a bag a day. So, I decided just, like, buy the whole stock that was in Whole Foods earlier today. And also on my way home, looking into the news front, checking my apps that I subscribed to Bloomberg Terminal, to just Yahoo News, to CNBC, and some of my friends who are working at respective investment banks. They also send me some news that is obviously within their own proprietary type of news source, but I was looking into it, and collectively speaking, I would say, just on a high level synopsis, is really cultivated around the Omicron news. Seems like the cases within U.S. Are spiking, and something that I've picked up on the media front is that Joe Biden, who's the U.S. president, he's expected to deliver a speech on this coming Tuesday, so 2 days from now, or 3 days from now, depending on, where you're at right now, or what time you're watching. And he's going to be talking about what are some of the tactical, operational, and developments, as, the U.S. government has been collaborating with a lot of the medical officials onto, facing head-on to battle the COVID cases, as it seems like it's been surging. Right, and just in selective regions of the U.S., Omicron cases has been spreading, in more of a 200% or doubling the rates in 1.3 to 3 days in areas that are locally spread. And in New York, this is something that I've been hearing on a daily basis from various different news sources, from CBS to Fox News on Channel 5. All saying that there's a mandatory mask mandate for everywhere, and I know historically in malls and in shopping centers or in like selective retail stores, that if you are you had the booster shots or you had the vaccine already, you don't have to be wearing a mask. But now it seems like the mandates is mandatory. You have to be wearing a mask everywhere. And also something that I also picked up is with respect to Medicaid, which is the medical support, the insurance policy to support people in America. Many could lose their eligibility next month because it seems like there's some regulatory changes on the legislative front. So something I have to look into, like what's the rationale behind this, but it seems like that can also be another hindrance to the equity market, but also subsequently with respect to the crypto market. We'll see how that goes. And I think one of the reasons why they're deciding to limit the eligibility threshold for Medicaid for millions of Americans is because obviously the U.S. economy is not doing so well. So as they are, making the, a more of a higher threshold on the Medicaid front, it allows for more monetary circulations for them to deploy into something else. It's my speculation, but I need to look into it because I don't really see a specific reason why that is. But I think that's one of the reasons, to be honest. And I think it's logical, but it's quite painful to see, that we have to resort into something that is relatively more of a necessity, right? Medical expenses, is expensive, and a lot of Americans cannot afford, medical bills, right? And I just like from personal experience, my mom had a double hip replacement surgery, and her insurance did not cover, specific parts of the surgical cost, and I also had to resort to like a private doctor. And the bill end up to be just astronomical numbers. It's like basically putting a down payment on a house in New York City, like a 3 bedroom type of down payment. And yeah, so I'm still paying for it ever since, and then she did the surgery like basically a year and a half ago. And I'm still paying. I feel like I'm going to be paying this forever. So to see this type of, digression, if you may, is definitely not the most ideal. And yeah, and then more additional news is really talking about just reinforcing the importance of the COVID Omicrons. It seems like the cases are definitely percolating. So just a lot of collections of news that's been talking about the same topic, and that subsequently drives some sell off across the market right now. So let's just dive right into the technicals, because like all the news that we're seeing from all the different media channels I'll talk about the same thing, and that's one of the reasons why that we're seeing some normalization right now. So respective recording time again at 5:20 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum contracting $3,927, down about close to 1% so far. We're hovering above the 3,843, which is obviously the consolidated level that is relatively substantive, right? We're at the 44 out of 70, so it's a neutral level, right? And at the moment right now, you could see that we are forming some sort of like a downward wedge, but it's a relatively, short one. It's not like an elongated one like the way that Bitcoin has been forming. So it's still something we have to look out for. Is this chart really holding? It seems like that's also forming lower lows, but this could be like just a descending wedge, right? A descending wedge is always a positive signal. But with the Omicron news, seems like it's still percolating. I think Tuesday can be a relatively sizable catalyst as we hear what Joe Biden's saying. But obviously, from Mr. Biden, his verbiage is firstly diplomatic, but sometimes he does make some questionable tactical moves that can raise some red flags among the market, and that could subsequently stir more emotions in play. I hope tomorrow is not going to be another negative day, because of we don't know how, it's comparable to like how would you say, the sell the rumor, buy the news type of affectation that we've seen on FOMC meeting that we've had on last Monday, right? Remember the FOMC meetings begin on Tuesday, on the 14th and then 15th. So this time, the timings is comparable, right? Tomorrow's Monday, so they're not like he's gonna be making a speech like basically 24 hours after tomorrow. So we might see some sell off tomorrow, and then as we hear from Joe Biden for himself, it could be more of a revival, like normalize back to the optimal level again, right? So beware, be careful, be be ready to maybe have some cash or stuff on the side and place your limit order at the 3,475. At the current level, the 3,843, that's not a bad level either, or 3,650, which I believe that's the level that we should technically go down to if we see more bearish pressure, right? So that's something to look out for. With respect to Bitcoin, at the moment right now, we are hovering on a sideways fashion, not doing much. We're fusing together, 37 out of 70. I think, again, Bitcoin is a sleeping giant, so I do see some more bullishness coming. We are about to form a golden cross. I think we are forming one right now. It's just like so close together, it's hard to see. So we'll see how that goes. But tomorrow, if we have any one of those sell the rumor, buy the news affectation again, yeah, we might be in for a sell off, and ideally going down to like the 45,500. That could be logical from here. And then Dogecoin is currently down about 1.41%. I think anywhere from the current level to the bottom 15, 16. as the dip for us. You know, I think right now, is it okay to buy? I think it's up to your risk aversion. I think it's depleted with the neutral level. It's like the upper echelon of the oversold, so it's not terrible, but not the best either. Again, right, 15 was the better level, obviously, in comparisons to 17 cents at the moment. Cardano's flat right now, anywhere from 134 to 119 is still the dip for us. I think right now is not a terrible level to incur some risk anyways. Solana is 180. Seems like we're having some bearish pressure because obviously from the Omicron news, seems like it's popping up all over again. It's like we cannot get a break for some reason. It's just it is a roller coaster ride. This December has just been a rocky one. Right now, the 46 out of 70 crossing upward, trying to again break to the 200, but we couldn't. Right, we couldn't even break to 195, which is the level that we need to consolidate first before we leap up. So yeah, right now it's pending, but I think we are crossed up right now. So as we normalize and we hear like some positive confirmation from Joe Biden on Tuesday, I think it could be technically a good run from here. If the technical checks out, but not getting disturbed by obviously the macro news that we just talked about. XRP is up about 0.7%. Right now, and we're hovering in between, right? At the moment, we are at the 43 out of 70. So anywhere from 88 to 78 is still a good level. I don't see 69 ever. At least not within December, because that will be not the most logical, because like that will require us to crash down way below to extreme oversold. So I don't think that's really logical. So something to look out for. I think the worst will probably be like 75, but 69, that will be not logical at all. Polkadot is down about 3% right now, 24. So anywhere from the current level to the bottom is technically at the 23.89. So anywhere from like the current level to 23 is the dip. And I think we're basically at the bottom right now for Polkadot. Algorand is flat again, anywhere from current level to 131 is the dip, right? Shiba Inu is down about 1.7%. Again, anywhere from 2,900 to 900 is the dip that we technically want to incur. Right now, you could start incurring. We're basically at the $100 or 100 is it even cents, like mini cents away. And I think Shiba Inu, as we deplete back to the 2950 to 900, that's when we deplete, right? So I think right now it's not a terrible setup. But again, right, in Shiba Inu, you have to believe in a long term for you to invest all over again, because like this was relatively extreme hype. And are we going to expect another one? I don't know. I highly doubt it. But we'll see. Who knows? I don't predict the future. With respect to MagTech, is down about 0.7% right now. We're crossing up, so we're going to see some more bullishness at the 57 out of 70. So ideally, next level is going to be going to obviously the 230, right? 235 is the next level, where you see 230, which we get there for a little bit, and 240, right? But I think the risk versus reward ratio is not the best. Again, we're at 175 to 143 is still the level I would technically incur some risk. AVAX is currently down about close to 7%, selling back down. The reason is because whatever goes up really, really fast comes down just as fast, right? Right now, I would say we are still at the upper echelon of overbought. I think at the somewhere around like the 59-ish. I recall from earlier this morning. Something is glitching with this platform at the moment. Yeah, like around 55, and we were at the 59 earlier, so my memory is still good, I see. So I think ideally anywhere from 81 to 60 is still the level that I would technically incur risk at. Back to risk management level, these are levels I identified so far. You can see clearly that we are within the frames of reference that we've identified here so far, right? And just want to, give you guys a quick reminder. There's a lot of scam comments, and it seems like some scam accounts are using my name. They actually use my name, Maurice, to scam people. So definitely be careful, right? Be aware that, when I'm responding, it comes from my specific highlighted comments, right? It's not something that other people can do. But I also have seen the bots or the robots in YouTube from these scammers are pretending to be me to check and also heart or comments or responding to comments without my approval. Just like, I don't know how they do it. They totally technologically bypass my accounts to do so. So it's definitely scary stuff. So definitely be careful. At the moment, I don't have any WhatsApp. I don't have an email yet that I use for YouTube specifically. I don't really have a Patreon yet, obviously, right? Nor do I put my phone number wide open for everybody to text me, right? But it seems like people are posting like stuff that are pretending to be me, obviously, right? So it's not it's definitely scary stuff. So definitely be careful. And let me know how if you have any specific questions. Reach out. I always respond to every single messages, or at least I tried. And I know sometimes YouTube like delete comments for no reason as well. So I'm not sure why. I think they probably put a censor on like any comments or questions around Omicron, which that raised a flag. I'm posting on the topic of the chat that we have had today so far has been around obviously the COVID, right? So it's a kind of a gray area that I'm still kind of I'm trying to understand like what's going on, right? Anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of the Sunday. And this is my last video for the day. And let me know how it goes. I look out, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday tomorrow. Take care. Bye.